Hi everyone. Many people have often asked me, what happened to Jonathan? When I get that question, it's always a struggle to answer because up until now it has been such a painful thing. And I haven't written about it and haven't really talked about it because, there's still just a big question mark about what is going to happen with Jonathan. And let me explain that to you. If you've read Mission Remember, then you know where we left off in the book was that Jonathan and I were, still debating what to do with our relationship. We had been life mates for almost 10 years. We've been work partners for almost 10 years. And at the end of our mission together, or like the bulk of it, we were kind of left going, what next? What do we do now? And because we had worked together 24/7 for almost 10 years, we had, like most couples, we had developed some codependent attachments. And so not only were we wondering about our mission and where to go next, we were also feeling very stuck, trying to get out of these patterns so that we could rekindle the parts of our relationship that had been lost as a result of being together too much. So, and at the same time, Jonathan was trying to get whatever the passion to start something new, because Jonathan is a veteran entrepreneur. He's had successes in business, and he's used to running his own show and having his own thing going. And working with me, even though that was wonderful, it wasn't his thing. And he was ready to move on, but he was struggling with depression and health issues. And to the point his blood pressure was just off the charts. It was stroke level. And all the medications that we had tried, none of them really seemed to help him that much. So that's kind of where we were. And then in June of 2007, we kind of realized, we can't keep going in this vein because it's just really not working. We're not moving forward. We're spinning our wheels. There's something that we need to change. What we agreed to was that one of us would leave. The one who left got to be free of the council work, and the one who stayed had to continue it. And at that point, I didn't care which one of us left. But Jonathan decided in the end that he was going to be the one to go, and he decided that he wanted to go to Iowa, which is where our friends, many of our friends were, including Mark and Nancy Joy Heffron, who had been very close to us and a very integral part of this work, as you will have read in The Mission Remembered. Nancy was also the one who wrote, who helped us with the videos the CDs for the Keys of Compassion. So we were, anyway, once we made that decision, everything flowed. Jonathan went to Iowa, and it looked like things were going to start to turn around for him. But then about a year or so into him being there, and he had done a lot of healing while he was up there, and we had begun to heal in certain areas, our codependency in particular. So about a year and a half into it, his health all of a sudden took a rapid decline, and he began to lose his ability to control his hands his hand on his left side. In fact, his whole left side started to have tremors, and he was having a hard time picking things up. Well, numerous visits to the University Hospital in Iowa City revealed that they didn't know what was wrong with him. It wasn't Parkinson's. They didn't know what it was. He'd had a minor stroke in 2005. It wasn't enough to accommodate for this problem. So his health continued to decline, and to the point where in June of 2009, he realized he had to move back to California to live with one of his sons because he could no longer take care of himself. At that point, we felt like everything had failed. We felt like here he had given 10 years of his life, he lost everything, his business, his wealth, everything, and now he's ill, and we couldn't figure out why this was happening to him. In any case, fast forward, he's in California. He's been there a year and a half. His health has continued to decline. The symptoms have increased to where now he's not able to hardly walk a block, and John used to love to walk. He can't wash his hair anymore. He can't pick up a fork. He can't button his shirt. He can't button his pants. And he really, is looking forward. I mean, his future is being locked in a body he cannot control, and no way out except suicide. He'd already given up that option. As you can read in the articles, suicide is not an option on the website. So once again, we were just wondering why this was happening. And his mind was starting to slip. He was beginning to lose energy. And you couldn't have these long, deep conversations with him anymore, which is one of the gifts that Jonathan has, the ability to take you into the darkest places in your life and sit with you there until you make peace with the pain and you're able to release it. I mean, that is such a gift. And I think that's why when he spent all those years counseling, alcoholics, he was able to get people, help people to free themselves from the alcoholism in ways that just no one else was able to do. I mean, these people were hardcore alcoholics and they were failing getting sober, and he was able to get them sober because he was able to help them get back to the pain. So anyway, here we are now, and Jonathan has gotten worse, but now but here's one of the things that he was doing. He was starting to visualize this alternate reality in which he wasn't sick. He was doing the thing he wanted to do, which was, writing a script for our story, and it was becoming a movie. And, the guy who wrote Star Wars or directed Star Wars, he was the one who was going to be directing this trilogy about the whole Nibiruan thing. Anyways, he was living in that reality many hours a day because he was kind of stuck in a chair. He couldn't really go anywhere, so he might as well just go places in his mind. And he was able to do one of the things that the council said he needed to do, which was he needed to learn to create his heart inside of himself instead of outside. Well, his outside reality wasn't going very well, so he created this wonderful reality inside. And I think he energized that so much that, like the law of attraction states, he will start to manifest it. Well, around that time, he turned 65. He was eligible for Medicare, and he was able to get on a treatment for Parkinson's, even though they said he doesn't have Parkinson's, that's been able to reduce the tremors. At the same time, he's been doing some long-distance healing with a friend of ours, and he was put on a supplement that seems to be helping at the same time. But even more exciting is that a friend of ours, Nancy, went to the Yucatan recently, and she ran into a friend of hers who was working at a clinic that does stem cell therapy, and they've had tremendous results with all kinds of things, macular degeneration, Parkinson's, stroke, whatever. And this friend is wealthy in her own right. She's volunteering there because she's so excited because they helped her heal from macular degeneration. And she was looking forward to, her future would be she was going blind. So because she knew Jonathan, and Nancy told her about what was going on with Jonathan, she agreed to get Jonathan in, or see if she could get him into the clinic. It was only for Mexican citizens, even though people from outside the United States were coming there. So where we are now is that it looks like Jonathan has manifested in an indirect way a healing for him. He could walk out of that clinic, in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and get on with his life and have his health restored. So we're at the point where we're raising the money to do that, and we've put together a PayPal link for people to donate. And, here's where we are with this. If this is meant to be, the money will come for him to go. It's going to take about $15,000, and we already have $4,000 of it raised. But if everybody who benefited from Jonathan's work, from his articles, from his counseling, if everybody gave $10, we would get the money that we needed to get him there by May 1st. So that's the update on Jonathan. I'm so excited for him. I'm so excited to have my friend back, because I tell you, the last year or so, we've just, the phone calls, you can't really talk to him anymore because he just doesn't have the energy. And it's like we've been trying to hold a lifeline for him. And, and it appears that the reason he went through this was he had to be in that space in order to heal with his son, or else he'd have never gone and lived with his son. So everything has a reason, and now we're beginning to understand why he's gone through this. And it looks like in the long run, it was only a temporary thing to get him to heal an ancient wound that he had already planned on working on. So I hope you will think about contributing to Jonathan's fund, and also, you know, when he's ready, to send him an email and just say hi. I'm sure he would enjoy hearing from you. Bye.